Welcome back, everyone. We are back from our labor discussions, and we will start.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Bless you.
It's a trend to keep going.
Community development. Kell and Marissa.
So the item we've brought forward for you is the Mason County 2025 periodic update comp plan. We had a work session with you all a week ago. Was it a week ago?
Yeah, was that 1 or 2 weeks ago?
I don't know now. But this item is really a request to put the public hearing, to set a public hearing. So we'd want to put the request on the November 25th agenda to set a public hearing for the December 16th. We also included a few items within the brief too. Our last comment letter that we received from Jeff Carey, we included that with staff response in there as well. And we included an attachment with some additional information that Public Works provided us for the capital facilities and utilities element. And then I believe you forwarded the letter. We received a letter from Commerce for their initial review. That's their draft letter. So they're waiting on us to respond to that letter. We've already taken care of some of those points, which I've sent to the consultant to give me some feedback. And I know that we have fixed a few of those points already. So it's just getting the last few initial comments from the consultant before they finalize that letter.
And we're meeting with the tribes on the 25th, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep.
And I appreciate you guys trying to do as much as we can to get some of the stuff off the plate in Kitsap County. Kitsap Alliance property owners, you probably know who they are. They are challenging. I was shocked. It was a thing on Facebook. We just talked about who can. I never thought about that because they're challenging Kitsap's, not ours.
Yep.
Yeah, but they won. The last time they challenged Kitsap and went to the Supreme Court and everything, and they won. They're a tough group. They're the opposite side. How you have FutureWise on this side, they're the property rights one.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we'll
Well,
cross all our
keep watching that,
T's
yeah.
and dot our I's and just.
One of the things I wanted to bring up about the Department of Commerce letter about the housing issue and listing barriers to affordable housing and such is, we've gone through and we don't have impact fee ordinance. We have pretty generous zoning allowances as far as we don't have design review criteria and strict parking standards. So we have very few barriers to affordable housing other than just the obvious of infrastructure and power, and a lot of the regulations that the state has has subjected us to.
Please add
So
that. 'Cause
part of the
that's what I wanna
barriers,
see.
that's I was going to
Yeah.
ask if, a way to try to respond to the state that the barriers we find here are, outside of the infrastructure, power, sewer, water, roads, is state regulations.
Yep.
And so I think we have addressed our own barriers that, of those things. So I just wanted to
Well, that's where the
raise
real one
that.
is. Let's just spell it out and say it. It makes us easier when we have to stand on our own 2 feet and say this is where it's wrong. Somebody else can tell us if they came in. Did they give you when they came to the planning commission? Did people give you reasons other than state that were our own that we should document?
Not that we've
Then let's
come
just
across.
let's go on the state.
Yeah, change the state regs.
Yep.
You can do that, can't you, Kell?
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Easy.
Yeah. So, but back to Jeff Carey's letter, and Marissa did a nice response to those. If you guys have any specific concerns that you want to, get addressed in the comp plan, or how we want to
Yeah.
deal with those.
I'll wait. I haven't talked to them,
Okay.
so I'll wait. And
Okay.
thank you for doing that because that's the main thing is let them have their voice, and, because like I said, we have a couple of people that aren't there anymore, but they had a very opinionated position, and after reading some of the stuff on Jeff Carey's email stuff, they did a lot of work, a lot. Not sure that I agree with some of it, but it doesn't matter, they did a lot of work, and so we should take it into account.
Okay. Do we have anything else?
I'm good with putting it on the
Yeah.
agenda.
I think we should
Put it on the action agenda, okay. Okay. And in the meantime, if you guys have, if something comes up and you wanna, reach out to either one of us, and we could certainly accommodate.
I sent you the travel thing, it's on.
Okay, perfect, thanks. All right, that's it,
Thank you.
thank you.
Alright. Don't see Dave.
No, I think Melissa was going to be here for Dave, but we're definitely
Ahead of schedule.
well ahead of schedule. I do not
We
see
are.
Paddy here. The auditor had one item that he pulled, requested that be pulled. Did I see Loretta here? Loretta might-
You did see Loretta for a second.
And she disappeared.
She went out to the lobby with Kell and Marissa.
All right, let
She
me,
may be out there talking to Marissa in the hallway.
I think.
yeah, and then I will, give me just a second, I'll talk to her, and then I'll run talk to Jen and see if she can come in and do hers too. Because if we're that far ahead, then that'll probably help speed that process up.
The earlier I get on the road, the better I'll like it.
Yep, get home and rest that body of yours right now. The saddest part of
Oh, I
it.
gotta drive over to Spokane.
Oh, not a good day for that. What's happening over there? Anything?
It's the Wasatch.
Oh, the Wasatch.
State Leaders Conference. Be some votes on Wasatch's leadership going forward.
Yep. I'll back you guys' play, get down with your bad self. I'm just glad I don't have to go.
Sorry, am I late?
Yes, we were talking about you, and just can't believe you just leave us hanging outside.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're gonna call your boss.
I don't know where he is.
Neither do we.
And Jen will be ready to go too, so we should be lining up now.
You're not-
awesome.
you're not
Don't even
late.
sweat it, you're good.
You are not.
I have one item for you today, which is gonna be the contract for, shelter works, for the emergency shelter. We did meet with Sam Loomis, who is the president of their board, 2 weeks ago. Fortunately, I was out last week, so we weren't able to meet with their finance person, but we have worked with her before. She's a contractor, and I feel like this organization being newer has really taken the time to understand what some of the challenges were in the past. They're really trying to avoid that going forward. So I feel really confident that the scope of service that we have for them is doable, and working with their new finance team, I think we will be able to have things rolling in a very smooth way.
Well, I'm supportive, but I still have the one issue that I need a response from, and not from the board. I need the city to tell us that they are good with this transition and stuff before we start signing contracts and paying out money. Just, did you reach out to the?
No,
Okay, well, I need you to reach out to that and just get,
Okay.
I don't mind putting on the agenda, cause. but-
When will it go? Because the 25th is canceled, right?
No?
No,
No.
Nope.
no,
I got an email last week that the 25th was canceled.
the Board of Health meeting is canceled.
Oh.
Yeah, just say thank you and move on.
Okay.
That's one of our hardest. No, yeah, just please, just get us an email or something
Okay.
from the staff saying that the city's official response is they're good with it transitioning and stuff like that.
Okay.
Then I will be a supportive.
Yeah, just so that the public's aware, we're talking about the emergency housing.
Using community
Yeah.
lifelines building.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just wanted to make that clear for those who don't know what we're talking about.
Are there any questions about the
And also
contract?
for the public, we have monies that we have specifically to do specific things. And if you take out any personal opinions on it, we still have to do our job, and that's part of it. But like I said, for myself, I just wanted to know officially that they are comfortable as a city to continue and allow them to transition that building before we give money.
Okay, I can do that. Are there any questions about the contract or scope of service?
No, I'm
Nothing?
Anything else for me?
I think you're good to go.
Okay, thank you. I'm
You
so
ran all
sorry
this
I
way.
was late.
No, it's all good. You're awesome.
Thank
No
you.
problem. You were early, actually.
Yeah.
I wasn't until
Yeah.
10:25.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Loretta, you wanna jump in there?
Sure.
Fill in our time.
Yeah, just a quick item, to read a news release
I'm supportive.
about early closure, thank you. And then some follow-up, commissioners, about the River Haven question.
Oh, is that the one we're calling the Hoffaker Road one? What is the River Haven?
This is the,
Is this West
property
Hemlock?
that was declared surplus.
West Hemlock Drive.
Yes.
Oh, Hemlock?
Yeah,
Okay.
the West Hemlock Drive.
Okay, that's the same one. It's got
Yeah.
I'm thinking Hoffaker in my head, but I don't.
Yeah,
Hemlock,
an
okay.
H, it was an H word,
Yeah.
yes. So it is road fund purchased. Commissioners, if you've already heard from Tim Whitehead that yes, you can donate to a nonprofit, then yes, you can, but road fund would need to be made whole.
Yeah, but as I say, we can donate to him, but we want to be careful with it because it is road fund. We don't want to get any. He actually suggested we call Crab when I talked to him. He said, but the question I have is, do you know what whole is?
That you're gonna have to talk with Tim about,
Well, no, I
and
meant,
then we'll,
How much crab is
oh,
the doc?
oh,
How much
I
we-
can
how
tell
much
you
we
what
pay
we
for it,
paid. I
yes.
believe it was, I said I can't tell you. I wanna say 60,000. It shows on the treasures. I
Oh.
apologize for not having
we
that.
paid 60,000 for the property.
Yeah. Yeah, they wanted more for an easement. We went back and forth for a long period of time just to negotiate an easement with them. And, yes.
We need to do a little more work in the future on that. That property is not a $60,000 piece of property,
Yeah, that's
I
what
know.
it was.
but okay.
Yep.
Well, and I don't know how we'll deal with that one because I don't want
I don't
to.
think we're giving away 60.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what could happen is, and I'm just thinking this through, we could, in order for us to sell it, regardless of what you paid for it, we need to have a market analysis done by a realtor. It says, one of the things Tim said is go through the process that we go through. So at that point, we get a market analysis from Tim. He'll tell us what it is. We should probably list it just to be safe so that crab doesn't come back. At whatever that amount is, if somebody buys it or makes an offer, even though it's less than what they paid for it, that's the value of it. Because you can't be made whole with something that is not
Sure,
worth it.
yeah.
And then, if nobody does it, then we can talk about whatever that amount is at that time. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, we're gonna have $60,000 seems like an awful lot for that.
It is. But as we know, the value of it, we only have to worry about the value of it. The value is not always what you paid for it.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. We're in a negotiation right
Yeah.
now that's
So,
Yeah.
so let,
similar situation.
if you're okay, I'll get a hold of the realtor, have him do a market analysis, and we'll get it listed on the public first, and then after a couple of weeks, then we can talk. If somebody makes the offer, then that's what the property's worth. If they don't, then
Okay. All
we could
right.
also do, and I'm just thinking through, we could also do, after maybe 2 weeks, do a price reduction and another price reduction to get it to where we figure out what it is and then discuss. But we've told that poor organization twice now, so we need to try and find something. That's not on your back, that's on us.
Yeah.
We need to try and find something to help them. But yeah, somehow we need to communicate better and figure out, because as soon as I heard it was road fund, that changes everything.
Yeah. What are they looking for?
A piece of property, they can just build a.
Just a single
yeah.
unit?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's low-income housing and Habitat for Humanity.
But not a community, just a single
Yeah,
residence?
just one
Yeah.
single little thing.
Yeah, that would be a great site. Mhm.
But do we have to pay crab $60,000?
No.
is the
Oh,
question.
no,
No.
it's, you've got it correct,
Yeah.
Commissioner, yeah,
Yeah,
you've got it
but
correct.
we should still, if you don't mind, Tim's recommendation is to call Crab, just ask them, I've strung out what I think, throw it to them unless you want me to talk to them and see if they are okay with that, that scenario. Cause then,
Yeah.
you know, if we have it down to 15,000, that's what it's for sale for, and nobody's still buying it like those other properties. We got offers of 7,500 and 6,000 on the other properties we had in another area. I haven't visited this one personally, so I don't know. I'll have to take the time to go out there, but
Yep.
our realtor will. That's why he's under contract.
Yeah. Okay. Any other, that's all I have, this slow Monday.
I sent you a
Any
couple of
other-
things. We got somebody on Old Blufford Highway. I didn't actually understand.
I know Jeremy went out to take a look at it. I
Did you
think it's a
understand what they were
driveway.
asking?
I think it's a driveway issue.
But what was they
So
said?
they cleaned the.
They said, no, not that one. There's
Oh.
another one. Somebody said, look what's happening.
Something
And they
different?
sent us the pictures. I sent you pictures and I couldn't tell what was happening looking at the pictures.
Oh, maybe this is a different one.
Yeah, that one came through too. But I don't see what I'm looking at. And he didn't say what I'm looking at, just, you know, this is coming up. And
Oh. No, huh.
so if you don't mind reaching out to him, and
Oh, I think this is, let me make sure.
he's reached out to you in the past and you guys haven't connected. So if you could reach out to him, connect with him. And
Yeah, okay. I think I spoke with this gentleman Thursday or Friday, and I believe Jeremy went out to take a look at that
Okay.
as well. And then we'll have one of our engineers go out and,
And the ditch one is a
Yeah.
different one. And
Yes,
please keep me in the loop
both
on
of
both of them
those.
so I can
Yep.
get them off my plate.
yes. Alrighty. Any other?
Just to make sure you'll be reading this announcement next
This
next
fine
Tuesday.
announcement, yes, either I or
You like doing it
Kevin.
though. You do. We
Alright,
have some that don't, but you do.
they're alright. Pretty fun. Okay,
If it was solid waste, it is on. No, Kevin's got to do it.
I know, exactly.
Yeah,
Kevin likes his practice.
he does. Yeah,
He does.
Kevin's got to do it.
Kevin does a fine job as well.
Yep.
Okay.
Something about our solid waste people, each time they come in here, the commissioners always love them. I'm not sure what it is about that. They always have the biggest smile or something, but we've always liked our solid waste person.
Definitely appreciate our solid waste
Yeah.
people, absolutely. Yeah. Just as a quickie FYI too, we had a short water outage at Beards Cove this morning, so it should be wrapped up as well. So I think it was just a service issue.
The sad part is
In
with those
case you
pipes
hear
that are out
anything
there,
that way.
and I will. The problem is even when they fix it, then they turn it back on, and the pressure coming back on kept blowing. And it isn't us. We are cleaning up the mess of somebody else. When they built that system, they went broke. They lost everything. PUD was taking water systems over. They wanted nothing to do with it at the time. Our people took it, put it back to profitable, and have been trying to keep up on it. But the pipes are the pipes,
Yeah.
and they weren't done well when it was done originally, and it wasn't done with highest quality, and so it keeps busting.
Yeah, it's a turn the valve slow
Yeah.
when you reopen and get the system back going.
Thank you.
That's what you do. Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you. And Commissioner Paddy from Superior Court showed up, so he could probably jump in if you.
Okay. I don't have my support.
Oh,
We're early.
oh, I know, and we're running really early, so if you're not ready, we can just keep
I
going
can
to the
do,
other
I can
stuff.
do one of two.
Okay.
Let me do the first one, and
Okay.
that I know. I need Julie Hanson from Therapeutic Court for a contract. During the 2025 budget cycle, before your time, Commissioner, we requested $48,000 to replace the cabinetry in the juvenile detention center. We have talked to 3 different contractors during the year, and nobody seems to want to do that job. Then, early last week, the heating system completely failed. We started to get water into the facility, and we need to replace the entire heating system in juvenile detention. It's original to the building, 1998. Stuff dies. Kelly got a bid from Bradley Air for $41,000 to replace 2 of the heat pumps, to install 2 heat pumps to replace the earlier technology. We are not gonna use the $48,000 for cabinetry this year. We would like approval to spend $41,000 with Bradley Air out of REAP funding. All this is REAP funding. It's attached to the building.
So this year, right?
There's no heat over there
Yeah,
right
Jennifer,
now.
you don't see any issue with switching projects, do you?
I don't see any issue with that.
Because it doesn't have to be project specific, just,
No, we keep it very vague in the capital facilities plan so that we can do things like that, switch it out.
but we still need it for the contract though to come before us.
Yeah.
So,
So Kelly has been talking to Bradley Air, and he's out this week, so he asked me to come brief the board, which is what I'm doing.
I'm in favor of moving it forward, but you still need to have it on our agenda for the 25th, if the commissioner agrees, to sign the contract, because you can't do it without a signed contract.
Okay.
Yep.
But switching the money is nothing. She's here.
You're gonna need heat.
Sorry, we've been
Yeah.
sitting on.
Oh,
We've been sitting on there.
and I stalled successfully, so, okay, so,
But I don't think you have any issue with it. You can probably start to do the process, just get the contract. We have a meeting on the 25th.
okay.
So have the contract for us on the 25th.
And Julie?
Hello.
Hi.
And that worked out perfectly. Julie Hanson from Therapeutic Courts to talk about our other
Hi.
briefing item. So we'll get this on the agenda for the 25th.
Yeah.
Tell Kelly.
And you already have the contract to get to us? Get it to us first if you can, and this way we.
Kelly has been talking but I will talk to Kelly and we'll get you,
Thank you.
yes.
Hi,
Hi.
morning. So lucky for us, the 2025 to 2027 contract is essentially exactly the same amount of funding. So,
We need a signature.
yeah, just
From-
need a signature.
Yep, and it comes out of the same funding on that one? Comes from?
I don't even know what we're talking
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
We're speaking in
So
code here.
it's our,
The criminal justice treatment account, is that?
it's our 256.
Is it, and this is for therapeutic court?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, if it's exactly the same,
Yeah.
Yeah.
then we're good to go.
Yeah, it comes from the, okay,
Okay,
yeah.
Okay?
that was easy.
Yeah,
That was easy.
easy.
Okay, awesome.
Have a great one.
All right.
Thank you, you too.
So that probably jumps to us, right?
It does.
All right. Probably
And
have
I'm
Kim
gonna
jump up
volunteer
there and
first
let,
because I got
so that
bargaining
you could-
here in about
That's right.
15 minutes. Good morning. Good news to deliver. We have a tentative agreement for the lieutenant's contract. And got the final draft over to the union representatives at this point. We are waiting on some finalized language, crossing Ts and dotting Is, but I hope to have something for you for the next action briefing, or for the next action board, as soon as we get some wet signatures.
Okay, so you think we should put it on the agenda for the 25th for
For the
signature of the
25th.
commission?
That's my hope, that's my.
We can always take it
trajectory.
off.
I can always take it off if we
Yeah.
need to, but
Yep, I'm supportive.
Yep.
Thank you. You did a great job on that, by the way.
thank you.
Good
I'm happy
job.
to report.
Thank you
Happy
for
report.
to our lieutenants.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks, sirs.
it was easy.
Now I'm gonna see if I can close another one.
Yes.
So I can probably spit my one out really quick because we already talked about it last week. It was just the approval to appoint Carrie Myers as a generator on the Mason County Lodging Tax Advisory Committee. And we
Yeah.
talked about that last week. We just need to be able to move it to the action agenda for next week.
Yep.
Okay. Oop. Other than that, it's the Jen Byerly show for the rest of ours.
I'll share my screen and do the financials for October 1st. Okay, so beginning with the general fund revenue, and we're comparing October of 2025 to October of 2024.
Which one are we doing? Are we doing your monthly or?
Yeah, the monthly
Okay.
first.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is not in my.
So beginning with the revenue for the general fund, we have received so far through October, $42,022,619 compared to last year, $41,284,352. We're at 95% of our budgeted revenue this year compared to 92% last year.
How do we end up with excess revenue in indigent defense? What does that look like? I can know the sheriff, the sheriff's probably gonna be the jail and some
Off
other
the
stuff.
top of my head, I'm not positive. It could have been, I don't know, I'll have to look into it, I
No
don't want
problem.
to speculate.
Yep, just let me know.
Okay. Okay, and on the treasurer's revenue, we have received so far through October, $29,325,927. Compared to last year, $28,169,713. We're at 98% of our budget this year compared to 96% last year. For general fund expenditures, we've expended so far through October $42,681,875. And last year we had expended $40,533,979. We are at 75% of our budgeted expenditures this year compared to 77% last year at this time. There are a couple of funds. The indigent defense is one of them that will need a budget amendment most likely, and that's, you know, the next briefing that I'm doing, but that basically hasn't changed much since last week. And then the courthouse security is one that needs a budget amendment for sure, and that's because we added building 10. And
It's quite a jump.
yeah. I think everybody else looks fairly decent for now at this point in time, budget-wise. On the comparisons of specific revenue sources, I needed a little more room. Okay, so through October, the community development revenues are down just a little. It looks like they're way down from last year, but a lot of that is due to that ARPA transfer that we did last year. Everything else is looks pretty good. Sales tax continues to grow. That looks great. And just stop me if you have any questions along the way. The lodging tax is a little bit down from last year, but that's because of the big refund that Department of Revenue did this year.
Also, we had the fires and everything else that impacted everything around.
Yeah, that probably had an impact as well. The county sales tax, the detailed monthly sales tax.
Did you ever
have-
figure out the big jump, that 1 month,
in,
385?
in sales tax?
Yeah.
I didn't figure that out. I mean, yeah, that was in August, what we had received for June.
That's quite an anomaly.
Yeah, it's a big,
We'll take it, we
big
need
jump,
it. but
right.
Wow.
yeah, very unusual, though. I can do an inquiry to Department of Revenue and see if they know. Yeah, so far we have collected 8,837,000. We're on track to collect this year over 10.5 million, which is great. We budgeted 9.5 million.
But we thought we were cutting it close on that one when we did.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
one really turned out to be a windfall. $1 million is
yeah, that's
really needed.
really awesome. For
Curiosity, what do you think for next year with your budget?
For next year, I forget what we put in the budget. I want to say we put in 9.8 million in the budget, but I'll double check that.
Well, that's probably safe enough.
So our cash balance at the end of October is, in the general fund, $26,228,231. And that is about $2 million less than last year at this same point in time, which we had known that it would be about that much less. So it's not a surprise, but like we've talked about, something that we can't continue going in that direction forever. So we'll need to either increase revenues or decrease expenditures at some point in the next few years. Our budgeted revenue again is, we're at 95% of what we've collected compared to what we budgeted, and that looks very comparable compared to the previous 5 years. And same with the expenditures, we're looking good on the expenditures at 75% at this point in time for the general fund. For the special fund cash balances, at the end of October, we have in cash $71,330,817, and that is an increase of about $5 million compared to last year, and then an increase, over the previous 4 years before that. So so most of the special funds are doing well. The motor pool, we're at 65% of our budget. So that looks great. I mean, the benchmark is 83.3%.
On the mental health tax, what do we have, where exactly does that fund come from, and what do we have promised out?
For 2025 or
Yeah.
2020? Oh, for 2025.
Yeah.
So the mental health tax. So some of it comes from the treatment sales tax. That's a majority of it.
That's what,
And there's another component that comes from. Is it? The other component comes from, I want to say recording fees, but I'm not. I'll have to look at that.
how do we usually end the year with that one?
Oh, that one we always, so we always budget to receive, we always receive more than what we budget in that fund. And then we always expend less than what we budget for, so that fund
So we
year
don't have
over
a big
year-
balloon coming up to eat that one up?
No,
Okay.
no, that one continues to grow.
If you could send us all a breakdown of what that fund could be used for, we appreciate it.
Yeah, that's one that, I mean, we have several of the departments, you know, bill for treatment sales tax, what they're doing for the treatment sales tax. And the jail is one that can always, or not always, but I don't think we're billing out as much as we could for that. I think there's,
Can we use it for some of the personnel?
for the personnel, maybe, we probably could. Yeah, I would think that we could off the
Yeah,
top of
please
my
look
head.
into that, see how we can offset some of that.
We do use it, we pay for the psych nursing costs.
Yeah.
And we could probably pay for other nursing costs as well.
Well, these days, though, we have our law enforcement that are handling other things that might fit underneath that.
Yeah,
And if it can, it'd be nice to, you know,
utilize that.
yeah,
Yeah.
0.2% for this during a week point, and that can add up to a lot of money.
Yeah, I do think that we're, I mean, at least with the psych nurse costs and then the psych meds, that's the only thing that we're paying for right now in the jail, and I'm pretty positive that we could bill more and, you know.
Well, and if you get us the breakdown of it, Travis, you can call it and maybe look at ways that we could tie some of these things together and what it would look like. If it could be one, find a way, even if it's 0.2 here and there, one person, that'd be a lot.
Yeah, it's
Two
definitely
people
worth having a
would be better.
discussion. I think in the past that we had some challenge with how they were documenting time or coding it or something,
Yeah.
but it's definitely worth circling back. And
I'd definitely rather fix that one at the end of the year and only eat up 50,000 compared to 200,000 if we can.
yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's not, so the amount, like the jail is billing for everything they're allowed to bill at this point in time. It's just that we only have so much budgeted to come out
Yes.
of the treatment sales tax and into the jail, so I think they're maximizing that. So they hit that limit and then they're.
And we're talking the same language, we're looking
Yeah.
at the opportunity to expand on that and
Yeah,
use it for that.
yeah.
They're
I-
maximizing what we have allowed in the past.
Exactly.
But there's more potential.
Yes, exactly, so I just wanted to clarify that, cause in case they're listening and, you know.
Yeah, and that's why I say if we get the breakdown of what can be used, that we can look at it and find our own connections to do
Yeah.
it. Like I said, even if we end up coming up a little short, better to come up a little short and have that coming out of our budget at the end of the year and be able to utilize 150 or 200,000
Yeah.
the other way around.
Yeah, I think they're at, I believe it's 180,000 right now, because we did have it at
So we're
150.
way underutilizing it.
Yeah, yeah,
Good deal, thank you.
yeah, you're welcome. The revenue for the special funds, we have collected so far through October, $48,607,689 compared to last year, $52,638,785. And we're at 86% of our budget this year compared to 84% last year. And again, the grants, there's grants in here that are maybe not so recurring compared to like the general fund, so it's a little hard to compare year over year in the special funds. On the expenditures for special funds, we have expended $41,146,433 compared to last year at this time, $44,166,438, and we're at 58% of our budget this year compared to 59% last year.
So you may not have had a chance to look at this yet, but I asked you a while back to look into 09 funds
Yeah.
and see what we can do with two things. One, fixing that storage pond, but two, expanding on the capacity of our spray field from those funds. I know we can do it out of REAP, but I'd rather do some of it out of the 09 for economic development if we can.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm sorry I haven't.
I know, you're in the middle of budget,
Yeah.
but if I don't ask you,
Yeah,
then one of these
thank
times
you.
you'll have it, yeah.
The county debt, I think it was unchanged this, so we're still at $15,820,000 roughly at the end of October. And our legal debt capacity is, about 203 million, which is, not realistic. So, but, what we should.
I was gonna say, but I wanna remind us, I'll say it for Pat, cause he wasn't here when, so we had a commissioner that reminded us of that, and we could do it. Yes, we have the ability to do it, but we don't have the ability to pay it back. Literally, with our refunds and stuff like that, it's gone up because we've gone up. We had about 35 million that we could have borrowed on to work with, maybe 40 now, if we had to. But again, that takes away everything we have to be able to do other stuff.
Just because we can,
That-
doesn't mean we should.
That's
Yeah,
right.
especially with debt.
Yeah.
Great, so that's all I have on there, so I'll stop that share and go to the budget amendments for 2025.
The ARPA funds, before we do that, the ARPA funds are way behind, it looks like.
The ARPA funds, I mean, we have expended almost everything in ARPA.
Yeah, but we have budgeted this year 692, we have expenditures at 36 with unexpended budget authority at 655. When's the deadline on that, where it has to be expended, or we lose it?
So it has to be expended by 12/31 of 26.
26, so we still have
Yeah.
here, so whatever we do, even though we're fine now, let's make sure that every dime.
Yeah, we have almost all of that spent. We still have what we gave to the Youth Connection. That's the only one I'm really concerned about at this
How
point.
much was that one, do you remember?
We gave them 700,000, I believe, it might have been 750.
That was for, well, we started doing roof and elevator, right?
Yeah, we gave it to them for the elevator, and yeah, then we expanded it to other repairs and
And they won't be spending that by,
they
or
they
they've already
don't know.
spent
They're
it, but they
they're
haven't.
trying to spend it. We fronted it to them, and they have to prove that they expended it, and I think they're caught up in the permit process, so they're not sure if they're going to be able to expend it. So
We need to reach out to them and,
yeah.
because even if they need to change the scope a little bit, we can't let that.
And find out what we can do to expedite those permit.
Yeah, and they've spent about half of that. They've been able to spend about half of it.
Well, we all know it's harder to be able to justify it after the fact. And it starts out with good intentions, but it's harder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so I did not add anything new to the 2025 budget amendments. I took out the 22,500 roughly amount for the jail for the CTG software, because that will just come out of their salaries and benefits. We talked about that last week. So yeah, at this point, I'm gonna do one more look over all of the funds and departments this week and make sure that, that everything is sufficient budget-wise with what we have. And if there's anything else, I'll let you know next Monday. The public hearing, the public hearing would be December 16th, but we have to adopt this resolution on November 25th in order to have everything set for that public hearing on the 16th. There is in here the Fund 109, the purchase of the the auditor's election voting system, and so, so I don't know if you wanna leave that in for now, or we can talk about it next week also.
Yeah, I think right now we're taking it out, especially with everything, not even the stuff that people are thinking about, but the idea of uncertainty. It may not be a good time for, even though it's different pockets, the perception could be really hard on a county. But, and I appreciate our auditor considering that when we're looking at some of the things we may have to do.
Okay, so you want me to remove it out of
Yes.
this now? Okay,
You agree with that, right?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
okay.
Again, I appreciate you considering all those other outlying aspects of it. Thank you.
Great, so I'll do that, and then I will only bring this back if there's anything, if I see anything that needs to be added or removed by next Monday.
Well, you can add all the revenue you want.
Yeah, okay,
You've got two commissioners on that one.
okay.
No problem with adding revenue.
And then, moving on to my last item, which is the 2026 budget. So, this just has the items that we added into the PLR, which we actually, I don't think we did add anything new into the PLR column for general fund. But this has the changes that we made last week. The general fund at this point in time, the budget is $70,649,556, and it is ready to go on the website. So I wanted to brief it this morning, and then I'm doing a few last minute checks on the detail to make sure all of the dollars balance and.
I got a question for you. I already kind of know the answer, but need to, so we can get it out there, we start to adjust in how we're doing it. I'm gonna do it with a statement first. I'm about to ask a question, but it doesn't mean that that's how much we go backwards at the end of the year. I'm gonna ask you, for general fund only, how much revenue are we expecting, are we budgeting, and how much expenditure, and the difference between the two? Understanding that it looks greater than what reality is, I wanna put that out there so that people know, but we need to have a good grasp of that number so we know what to work with.
That
We also
number-
wanna be careful that we
Oh,
don't budget. We budget unexpended budget authority, but we don't at the same time. And the reason why it is so big is there's a lot of unexpended budget authority that doesn't happen. But with that, when we start to budget it, that's when it disappears, and we start to make cuts. If it isn't personnel, then they start to make adjustments within their budget, next thing you know, you have nothing coming back. And that's a risk. So what was the number that you had?
So that number is included in this spreadsheet, so it's $10,822,654 for the general fund.
Okay. That's the only one I needed for that, because I'm gonna ask a question, I hate that, you don't have to have the answer now, but if you could just send it to me later. Can you do with, I choke on this because this is a scary part, because if we shouldn't even be budgeted this way, but I still need to know the numbers. If you can put together the unexpended budget authority percentage that we've seen the last 3 years, please.
Oh, yes. Yeah, I have that all ready.
I know you do, I don't, so if you.
Sure, I'll send it to you.
You can get that to me, and I say that when the commissioner looks at it, just understand that we've always gotta be afraid of that at the same time, but there is a truth to it. That's just the way it is, there is a truth that most of the time we do get a certain percentage back, but it has happened where we did not, but how we adjust these budgets will determine in the next year how much of that comes back or doesn't.
Okay, yeah, I'll email that to Travis, and Travis can forward it on to the commissioners.
That'll work.
So currently, right now, just to, we're budgeting the general fund only $10,822,000 more than we're taking in on the general fund only though, right? Okay, because we also have road fund special fund, which is
Yeah.
one of the special funds.
And just for some perspective, in 2025's budget, we budgeted over the 10,800,000 or whatever we budgeted, it was over 11 million.
Yes.
And we're looking at expending $3 million out of our cash.
Yeah.
So.
But at the same time, we got $1 million extra in sales tax that you don't count on, and but that's the way it goes. It also goes the other way.
Yes.
So we,
It could go the other way.
that's why we
right.
have to always be aware of that number.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I definitely don't want to sugarcoat it. I want to be really straight with everybody, because the last time that happened years ago, we were blamed for not telling everybody, even though we were telling the department heads and the electeds. I guess publicly we did not, so it looked worse when the sheriff's department and everything started coming in and loading the room up. But we're telling everybody now, it's very clear what we have. This is what the budget is.
Yeah.
And we're gonna do the best we can, as we always do.
Yeah. Okay, I'll send that email out later
Thank you.
on today. You're welcome. The special funds, I did enter in Fund 107 after I put this together for you, so I'll have that Fund 107 is the Shetland Road RID. So that is going to change our total budget amount by $250,000, revenue in and expenditure going out, so.
And that'll be under special funds though.
Yes.
Not under general.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that what'll be on the website is $250,000 more overall in revenue and expenditures than what I'm presenting here.
And it's looking like on road fund, we're gonna end up even further ahead than what you were even, when we were guessing.
Oh, cool, okay, good,
Because just looking at your numbers, you're up over 15 now,
Mhm.
so,
good. That's always good news.
yes.
So our total budget right now for special funds is $127,121,346, and then add plus the $250,000. Then our general fund, $70,649,556, and our grand total, all funds, is $197,770,902. And so, if we're adding in that $250,000, that brings us to $198,020,902. So we are just about done. And I'll also make the change for the property tax, hopefully today, if I can get that in there. Otherwise, I'll announce it on the public hearing on December 1st.
Okay.
Are there any questions or comments from you at this time? Okay, great. So I can brief the budget again next week, or we can just do the public hearing on the 1st.
We're definitely gonna need to brief it again, because we'll have Commissioner Trask here.
Okay, I'll do that. Okay, great.
And we may want to start talking about how we're gonna handle it at that
Okay,
point.
sounds good. Okay, well, that's all I have for you, unless you have any other questions or comments for follow-up items. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
I think that's
Travis?
it for us.
That's it.
May I ask a clarifying question here? Sorry, commissioners, I'm probably going out of order, but this is for Travis, because I got confirmation that there would be something that you would be, on behalf of the Historic Preservation Commission, communicating to the commissioners this morning, and I didn't hear that at all. And I got confirmation from Cammie on November 6th about that, and so just want to check in if that got missed.
Just turn them loose.
Uh,
So go ahead.
well, if you've got the information, by all means, go ahead, because if you would have asked me before the meeting, I could have researched it, but I don't have that on my list, and so
Yeah, I'll be really brief. So, I contacted Cami, trying to get a news release for historic preservation done before the end of the month. Just because of when historic preservation meets and the schedule for
I'm
briefings,
supportive.
it was gonna be pretty tough to get that in for the 25th. So Cami had said that she had talked to you and that it would be okay to not necessarily do a briefing prior to this news release, that you could just tell the commissioners that I would be reading a news release on November 25th. And so I had email confirmation
good.
for that.
We just agreed, you already won.
Yep, you're good.
Sorry, go ahead.
We just agreed.
You're good.
Okay, great. Well, thank you very much. I don't need to go any further. I'll be reading you a news release next week then.
Thank you.
And now that you put it in that context, I remember the conversation, you're right, I was supposed to bring that up, so.
Okay? Well, thank you very much.
Thanks, Jen.
I don't have anything, Commissioner, do you?
Other than I am about to go jump on the road, drive to Spokane.
Fun stuff.
Yeah, that will be a blast.
Hope the
Mr.
weather's good.
Chair, I move that we adjourn.
Second, we are adjourned.
Thank you.